Hello, dear listener. Welcome to another quiet and cozy story time, perfect for all ages. Whether you're here for a peaceful moment, a soothing bedtime tale, or just a soft adventure through the stars, you're in the right place. So, snuggle in, and let's begin a story that might sound like science fiction but feels a lot more like a lullaby. Our tale begins not on Earth, but far beyond, near a dying sun. This sun, once blazing and full of life, now glowed like an old lantern, soft, orange, and tired. Around it floated something strange. Perfect shapes, cubes, pyramids, orbs just drifting in a slow, graceful dance. They were unlike anything seen before. And yet, somehow, they didn't feel dangerous. Just quiet, like forgotten decorations hung in the attic of the universe. The world's best scientists were thrilled. Geometrical symmetry in space? It must be artificial, they whispered with wide eyes. A group of astronauts was sent to investigate, gliding softly through the velvet darkness in a ship named the Whisper. Their leader, Captain Lian, was calm and kind. She had soft eyes and a habit of humming little tunes when she worked. As the Whisper reached the strange orbit, the crew floated silently from one shape to the next. Each one was flawless, smooth, and gently humming. The crew took samples, took photos, and marveled at their beauty. But then they opened one, just one. Inside was a human, perfectly preserved, floating peacefully with eyes closed. Not harmed, not aged, just resting. And oddly, not a stranger. Captain Lian gasped. This woman. She was my teacher, my science teacher. But she died years ago. The crew looked at one another. None of them said it, but each recognized the figure in the next shape they opened. Family, friends, lost mentors. Every shape seemed to carry someone important, someone who once meant something to someone on Earth. They drifted back to the ship, carrying quiet questions. Who had placed these people here? Why such perfect shapes? Why around a dying sun? Captain Lian, sitting at the window of the ship, watched the orange light flicker across her crewmates' thoughtful faces. Maybe, she whispered, it's not about science at all. Maybe it's about memory. And in that moment, the whisper felt more like a candle than a ship floating gently, carefully through a star's last dream. Back aboard the Whisper, things slowed down. There were no alarms, no panic, just soft piano music playing in the background, and the gentle clicking of notes being taken. The crew wasn't in a hurry anymore. Something about the place asked for quiet. Captain Lian floated down the hallway and entered the observatory dome, where the shapes still hung outside like lanterns. There was one cube, almost glowing softly, that hadn't yet been touched. Through the glassy walls, she could see someone. A child, maybe 10 years old, curled peacefully as if asleep. One of the engineers, Maya, drifted in beside her. That's my brother, she said. He passed away before I became an engineer. He loved space, though. Said he wanted to live in the stars. Lian said nothing, just nodded and gently placed a hand on Maya's shoulder. In the following days, the crew decided not to open any more shapes. They weren't scared, they just respected them. It became clear these weren't tombs. They were tributes. A celestial garden where souls once cherished had been placed with care. Lian began calling it the orbiting memory. Every evening, the crew would gather in the main cabin and share stories about the people they'd seen. They cried softly, laughed at old memories, and sometimes just sat in silence watching the golden light dance on the walls. One evening, a small blinking light appeared on the console, a transmission not from Earth, but from one of the shapes. It was a single tone, a warm harmonic note, like a bell from a distant valley. The shapes began to shift slowly, forming gentle spirals in their dance around the sun. They weren't drifting aimlessly anymore. They were part of something bigger, a farewell, a message in the language of stillness and grace. It's beautiful, whispered the navigator, tears glistening in the corners of his eyes, like the universe is remembering for us. And so, they stayed a while longer, not to study, not to catalog, just to sit, remember, and let the quiet magic of the orbiting memory wash over them. After many peaceful days, it was time to go. Captain Lian gathered the crew in the softly lit galley. There was warm tea, quiet music, and even a plate of cinnamon shortbread from Earth. The mood was not sad, just gentle, like packing up after a beautiful dream. "We've found something we don't need to understand," Lian said with a soft smile. "We only need to honor it." Before leaving orbit, the crew released a single glass sphere of their own, crafted in the workshop of the Whisper. Inside was a simple objective-folded paper crane, made by Maya. No body, no sorrow, just a thank you. As the ship turned away from the orbiting shapes and the dimming sun, the crew watched one last time as the geometrical forms shimmered and turned. The little spiral continued, as calm and steady as a lullaby. Back on Earth, the story was told not with fear or alarm, but with wonder. Schools began teaching about the orbiting memory. Children drew pictures of floating pyramids with peaceful faces inside. Gardens were planted in the shapes of stars, and families shared stories of loved ones under soft lanterns at night. It became a quiet comfort, a gentle mystery that reminded people that love once given ever truly vanished, and that somewhere, beyond the fading light of a tired sun, a memory could shine forever. Thank you for spending time with us in this soft, faraway place. If you enjoyed this cozy cosmic tale, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us again for more beautiful stories told just for you.